listeners, how do you do? This is my podcast and it's just for you. It's called TED Talks and it's a load of shite, but I hope you enjoy it because I've kept it like it's about an hour long and all about Teesside, the people, the places and the borough pride.
Here we go, yo. This is a story all about how Ted got to episode 107 of the podcast. You can't, I'm not really working very well. I tried to be all Fresh Prince from the introduction there, Mal.
You need to go, wiggle, say, what? What was that, Ant and Dec?
It might have been, yeah.
No.
Partners in crime, we never do time. The sentence for us is to end in a bumming, is that it?
Well, they did do time though, didn't they? At least one of them should have. Well,
yeah.
aye.
Welcome anyway to episode 107 of TED Talks, the TED HANKY Podcast. If you don't know, it's proper class and that, you know what I mean? You might get a bit of a vibe that if it is the first time you've listened to it, it's got a bit of a Middlesbrough twang to it. That's because me and the Mala are from the Middlesbroughs, aren't we, mate?
T-Sadis. Well,
who are you from? I don't know. I don't know anybody, chance, you know. Who are you? That's one, isn't it?
Yeah, that's one that you shout at all the players though every time we go down.
That's what I shout after the one night stand when I wake up. There's normally more than one person there as well. Yeah, good. So, yeah, you know, we're going to have a nice little episode of the podcast for your ears today. Some chats, some discussions, some rubbish, usual shenanigans and that. We hope you enjoy them. We are having a coffee from a local famous coffee shop close by. We're not naming it, but it cost a fortune, didn't it, Mala? You know what I mean? For these two coffees. So if you need me to do like a little slurp, it's because I'm having a coffee.
Yeah, I like to start like supporting independent bespoke coffee shops, but we're in Stockton, so there's none, is there?
No, they just all use like mellow birds and stuff like that, and you'd have bits of coffee floating on the top of your mug.
Speaking of mellow birds, Ted,
yeah,
it was International Women's Day yesterday.
Yeah, it was a good segue. Like, I didn't even rehearse that one. It was International Women's Day. What did you do?
Well, I spent all day studying the form of a woman, you know, for international, like just appreciating the folds and the flaps. I mean, just appreciating everything they are about being a woman.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like from the lovely hair.
Yeah, wherever it grows.
To wherever it grows,
yeah,
to like the lovely breasts. But not sexualising them though, because women can be tough as well, can't they?
Yeah.
And like I was thinking...
And they've got emotions.
That's right. And I've been battered off loads of birds before.
Yeah, normally for your approach to them in the past, Mala. So,
well, you know me, I do like to mate like a crocodile. Do you know what I mean? Just sneak up so you can only see my eyes and pounce on you. Drag you underwater.
And everyone knows I do like a good snapper. That was a funny joke.
Yeah, but Ted, right, so basically I was spending my day just thinking about women and looking at women on the internet. So pretty much every day is International Women's Day for me, because that's what I do.
Yeah, I love the females, I really do. And like if you're a female listening to this podcast, this is not misogyny at all or anything like that, because we do appreciate everything you do for us, from mums, grands to wives to little bits of blat on the side.
But like Ted,
yeah,
I don't mind if you want to. I will massage your knee if that's what you want.
What
girls, you said it's not misogyny. I said I would massage the knees
misogyny.
though.
It's a hate crime at the minute, Mala, misogyny, and it's where you are abusive. And
who hates crime? It's class. You get loads of stuff done.
I'm not going to explain what misogyny means, but it's about you've got to be nice to women. And International Women's Day is a good thing because it celebrates all of the brilliant women in the world. But you know, it doesn't mention all the shit ones, because there's been some shit ones over the years, hasn't there?
Yeah, Myra Hindley, are you listening?
Oh, she isn't.
Well, she might be. You never know. I think we're big in women's prisons.
Is she still alive, the Hindley?
I don't know. She doesn't want to be. If she ever comes out, I'll kill her. No, I can't say that live on a podcast, can I? Because I'd get done by the police.
There's one of them still alive, isn't there? There's either Hindley or West. One of them. I don't know.
I'm not big. I'll remember to get Serial Killers Monthly, and then I'll have a look for next month, because you know what I mean.
But Thatcher, not happy about her.
What's wrong with Thatcher?
She was a bad woman.
No, she was class, Maggie.
What about that Prati Patel.
Pretty Patel, I call her. She's nice.
No one likes her as a person. No, like you'd be quite happy to see her, in a little naked river dance. Like that. But you wouldn't be happy if she revoked your visa, man. Everyone knows you're half Polish.
Don't be telling people. Yeah, but like that, you're right there. Like we all talk about International Women's Day, and we do love you ladies, and you're a class, and you can do anything you want. But it's all a bit one-sided, isn't it? Right? I was listening the other day to the radio and they were talking about a female sportscaster, right? And they said, right, and they had a rapper on. So if you heard it, you'll have known about which station I was listening to. And this rapper come on, he was like, yeah, she came through controversy. She tried her hardest to get on the BBC. See how I did that there and dropped it all in? Yeah. It made it sound like she'd come from the hood. The woman was a multi-millionaire and her dad was a professional footballer. Might steer in the right way there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? It's hardly as if she was like, she probably got that job because her dad was Kenny Dalglish. Anyway, we're getting on. Do you know what I mean? But then they're making it out like, oh, she brought up through the roots and all the rest of it, and she suffered, like people not taking her seriously. Hey, you behave yourselves. Look at where we are now. It's 2022, isn't it, Ted?
Yep.
We don't even need any of this anymore. Stop playing on all that rubbish. It's crap. Everyone's the same. So if we do all go to war, you girls are going to have to fight as well. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
International Women's Day.
You're bringing up the suffragettes.
Exactly.
Which is my favourite American football team.
I thought he was Roger Ramjet's girlfriend. Do you remember him?
Yeah. Roger Ramjet,
he's a man, hero of a nation. And stay tuned to this station. Class, man.
Oh, flash from the past. Yeah. No, I was going to say, man, what you were saying there is all present and correct about women. But what I don't understand is, like, I remember when I used to work in supermarkets, right, and all of the women, they used to get all of the better jobs and promoted above me purely because they were women.
And they were qualified and all the rest of it.
Yeah,
you know.
Forgot about that.
Well, I, Ted.
Yeah, scrap that.
And Ted, you did offer blowjobs as well, so I don't know why they didn't take it up on it.
Maybe they should.
Yeah, Ted, right. Thinking about this, though, because we are a proper, like, female-y podcast as well, because we love words, don't we?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Right? Behind every great person, like, if behind every great man was a great woman, behind every Count Duckula, there was a nanny.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Yes, but there was always somebody, wasn't there? Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, so behind every class lad, there's a class
quite
lass.
Horny now, talking about being behind lasses. But it's quite confusing when you've got one behind you pegging quite deep.
Well, I always used to think when you said I'm going to take someone behind boys, and I thought, what's he talking about there? And then I thought you meant boys the shop.
Comfortable bins behind the back of boys. Yeah.
Didn't be talking about behind the back of boys.
Yeah, don't get that mixed up though, because you don't want to say there's comfortable boys behind bins. That is a wrong sentence. But there is comfortable bins behind the back of boys, and I used to, after nights out at the mall, we used to pop round the back of boys, and we'd have a scuttle near the bins, and then sometimes we'd go and have a blowy behind the back of farm food. So what I'm saying is, supermarkets and retail outlets do have comfortable loading bays where you can unload.
Yeah, Ted, the more I'm thinking about international women's and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Right, do you know what?
Does that mean like the foreign?
I hope so, because I like foreign birds. You can get away with more with foreign birds because I don't quite understand your English.
Like
so
that
they're
Spanish
not even
actress one.
Which one's that?
Oh, the one. That one.
Helma Sayak.
Yeah, she's one of it. Salma Hayek.
Yeah, that's
Salma
the one.
Hayek, yeah, she's one of my favourite international women's. And I also like...
I like one of the mums out of Sabrina the Teenage Witch. The bigger one. Two aunties.
Oh, yeah.
And like the bigger one, we had her on.
Yeah.
She was classer.
Yeah.
She had like a shorter haircut and that, and she was pretty big. I liked her.
But she could knock out a spell, couldn't she?
Oh, well, she put a spell on me, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Oh, international women. I'm just thinking of my favourite ones now. Madonna. Did you see a picture of Madonna the other day? Now she's 62 and she's like, her face looks like, I don't know, like a baby bell.
Yeah, yes.
She's all smooth and red.
You're right. I think this is more if we think about women, the better, right? And I've started to believe that some of them have done class things, right? I know that's a bit of a sexist thing to say, but one of my favourites was Beyonce, right? Who helped all men find birds in nightclubs, didn't she? Remember, all you single ladies, put your hands up. And I'd be like, right, she's single.
And I'd do that thing, where she turns around and I'm going,
I wouldn't. I'd be like taking, she's single. And then I'd go up and go, you're all right? And I'd go, yeah, I've got a boyfriend. No, you didn't. You put your hands up during Beyonce. Now get over here.
Is that why you used to pretend, when that song came on, you used to pretend to be the nightclub photographer?
That was the one.
So go around with that 80s Polaroid.
Exactly, well, I...
Get that one up, Ted.
That was where the Wall of Single Ladies came from.
Oh, yeah. Wall of Single Ladies. Wall of Single Ladies. We're dead good at comedy, me and you, aren't we? Have you got any more information on...
I don't think I had any in the first place, but that was about where we were.
Oh, heavily improvised this week.
But hey, it's always like, we have been putting women down for years, right? But they've always been getting away as if they're not sly, right? Think about class Raquel Strachan, the hitman and her, right? How do we know the woman wasn't a hitman as well? But they're saying it's the hitman and her, as if she's like an accessory to death. But actually, why couldn't she have been the hit woman, the hitman? But it wasn't. It was the hitman and her.
Maybe it was an actual hitman and then a leader in German forces. So
well, that's very true.
Hitman
that's
and
very true.
Hey, Flick!
You don't. I'll get excited. I loved all them lot as well. Oh. Not the Germans. Don't get me wrong. I didn't like the Germans. Still don't.
You've offended women. Now you're going on a big fucking...
All the single rally. Germans. All the single Germans. Put your hands up.
Put your Glocks up. Yeah. No, it's been an interesting event, International Women's Day. It's up there for me with Steak and Blowjob Day. Which, funny enough, doesn't get celebrated enough.
Yeah, I said to someone the other day at work, not that I work, but someone else was at work. You know me, I like stand and talk to people through windows and do stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My main work is hanging around with lads in cars. But, I was talking to this lad who was at work and I said, do they do International Men's Day? And then this bird who was working with went, it's International Men's Day every day. You know, as if to say, like, it's always about men. But it isn't really, is it?
No, I don't get my own way. 364 days a year.
Oh, well, aye.
So...
You don't get your own way. You can get your own way. She was an international woman, Stevie Nicks, and she was a proper slag. Loved it. Loved it, Stevie Nicks.
You can't have a podcast that uses the words International Women's Day numerous times and then drop a big massive slag into it like that, man. It's going to get picked up with the algorithms. I'll get banned again.
All right, yeah. What if I say slag heap?
That's better, yeah.
All right.
Edited. Slag heap.
Slag heap.
No, she was nice, Stevie Nicks. She still is, isn't she? Is she still alive, Nixie? She is,
see the tongues that should be singing, ooh, baby, ooh, baby, ooh. That was that what you're talking about? That was, were you doing the chain there?
I'm doing the chain and I did a spunk at the end.
Yeah, that was it. That's about as far as you get into it when you're booking, don't you? I
wonder if, like, Stevie Nicks has ever been, like, penetrated whilst that's been playing, boom, 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 and it gets faster and faster.
Of course, we had Mick Fleetwood probably banged to doing that. Yeah, do you know how they got their name?
Is because one's called Mick Fleetwood. That's a clue. Yeah, and did the other one just wear a flashing Mac?
No, it wasn't. It was because Mick Fleetwood used to work at the Apple store.
He's good at that, yeah. It's because Mick Fleetwood starred in the 80s Alien movie Mac and Me. Thornaby Baths are launching brand new champagne pool parties where you can come and have a drink and have a splash. Just bring your cash.
Yeah, it's proper lush, honestly. Like, I felt so lush. I was just, me and the girls got in there. We were in there for International Women's Day and we were just spraying champagne all over. It was proper lush. Honestly, it was fucking class.
Me and the lads, we booked up to the spray party and we all got, fucking loads of protein and us and got juiced up and looked massive and that. And we got these like dead expensive Ralph Lauren shorts, so we all looked mint together and that. And we would just put our sunglasses on and we were stood in the shallow end just dancing to like a saxophone player, man. It was mint.
Yeah, well, I tell you, I loved being there. Honestly, it was probably the best night of my life. Thornaby Baths, you are mint. And for the lad that I piped off in the shallow end, it was class.
It was class, like it was just loads of beak flying around and that. They had it all lined up on floats.
Yeah, well, I lost half my profits on floats, do you know what I mean? Like, what I'd done is I'd knocked loads of gear out. They started floating around and all these mad lads just started going and sniffing. Next thing I know, it was a foam party. Someone had only chucked half a bottle of Lynx Africa body wash in there, hadn't they? Crazy times.
You know what I like about these pool parties? There's just loads of lasses everywhere in those little bikinis with there are like bits of string that hold them all together, and they've all got the high heels on and sunglasses and they're dancing around and that, you know what I mean? Some of them are right fucking clips but I'd still slice them.
You know what, I was really pissed off, me. Some lad thought I had a bikini string, but he actually pulled out me Tampax. It was hanging out the side. Honestly, it was like a flotation device.
Looked like a waddle.
Hey, there's one thing that I can tell you, right? Not only have you got luxury champagne that I believe they bought from NASA's Emporium, they've also got like the best confectionery around. I mean, if you bring 50p, you can get a Twix.
Honestly, me and the girls, we had such a class time at this Thornaby Champagne Spray Pool party. It was amazing. We got our nails done, our eyelashes, everything, and it was just mint, you know what I mean? But Chantel's false tan did run in the deep chlorine of the pool, and we just took the mick a little bit, but then we weren't bothered because we went to a kitchen party afterwards and got banned.
That's right, book up now for Thornaby Bath Champagne Spray Pool parties. They're class. All you need is 50 pence for your locker and bring a gram or a full ball, whatever, really. We're not bothered. Just bring drugs. Honestly, just bring them along. You'll also get a discount voucher for chocolate box.
Thornaby Baths pool parties is nowhere associated with the real Thornaby Baths or the council. No bombing or heavy petting. Hey, Matt, it's funny you should say that. Start talking about band names there, Mala, because I've come up with a new game, a new feature for the podcast, what I like to call Band Name Bingo.
Yeah, well, it comes on good to you because I knew something. I'm going to give you a little fact straight away. Them lads, our mates, you know, We Tibetans, and they've got a new song out, haven't they?
Yeah.
Well, them lads, their name comes from the fact that they're all Scottish and they're dead little, and they like to move people's bags up mountains.
Is really?
That's the way it
Well, I'm
was.
going to be doing an interview with Luke, who's the lead singer of We Tibetans.
This is how it feels to be running away. They don't even want me in the band.
No,
I'm telling you now, I'm going to be getting people in headlock soon.
He's on the podcast later on, and I'll ask him about that, Mala. I really will.
I tell you, I'm the best roadie you've ever seen. Do you remember?
Road worker.
Yeah, that's what you do, don't you?
Yeah, I've seen you battering the tarmac before topless. Right, are we going to play band name bingo?
Band name bingo.
Right, I want you to think of some band names, and I'll give you an interesting fact and statistic about them.
Right. What about 1349, Ted?
Bloody hell, that's an obtuse band. 1349. They were named after the bubonic plague that reached Norway.
Well, yeah, I didn't know that. I've got it written down there.
I'll give you another example there. The 1975, which is for what the young'uns listen to, a band there. The lead singer said the name came up in an interview after he discovered an old art journal from a beatnik. I don't have a clue what a fucking beatnik is, but one of the dates listed was June the 1st, the 1975.
A beatnik is like, it's a beat poet that used to wear like a Blackberry and that, and they used to be like, hey man, exactly. No, they weren't like a New York jiver, but that was like a beatnik. But yeah.
Shall I? Let's fire some band names
right,
out, and
what
then
about?
I'll have a look into my encyclopedic mind of I've got it on the internet really.
The one that I always thought, why did it? Kaja Goo Goo.
Kaja Goo Goo. Right, let's have a look. I'm going to do it in like a proper class voice. Are you ready?
Oh, then.
In 1981, Art Nouveau advertised for a new lead singer. They ultimately auditioned and chose Christopher Hamill, who then went under the stage name Limal, an anagram of his surname. The group renamed themselves Kajagoogoo, a name coined phonetically from the first sounds that many infants make.
Well, good. So when you're first born, you go, Kajagoogoo. What the fuck is that? I've never heard anyone say that.
I'm not annoyed the fact that his name Limal is an anagram of his surname. I'm not happy about that.
No, yeah, that's crap, that. I think, Ted, right, 2 bands, right, that have named themselves after cocaine use. One of them, right, is called Snow Patrol, because that was, you know what I mean, they were going and having a look around for some snow when they were out and they needed to have a look, they were patrolling for some gear. Yeah. And the other one is the Arctic Monkeys. Right. Do you know what I mean? Arctic being snow again, and them being little cheeky monkeys, and they were going to get some gear. That's what I think, anyway.
Right, well, I don't have any knowledge of Snow Patrol, so I think you might be correct with that one. But the band Snow, Informer,
Was that a band? I thought it was just one lad.
Darren O'Brien's nickname given to him because he was one of the only white people in an ethnic diverse neighbourhood in Canada.
Oh, no way! Right, I'm telling you now. Right, here, listen to me. We're coming for you. If anybody ever plays Snow again, I'm coming for you. Because that'd be like calling a band.
Yeah. Mud.
No, you can't do that. They were a good band, Mud. They were class.
So Arctic Monkeys, right, let's have a look at that one. Here we go. See if that should be on my little list. Arctic Monkeys, the name was made up by guitarist Jamie Cook while at school. That's it. That's all you're getting. So, but we need. I mean, let's think of some big iconic bands, Mallory, and let's have a look if we, ones that have, like for example,
Queen are called Queen because, they wanted to be regal and royal. Do you know what I mean? And there was already a band called King because Freddie was quite a butch, frontman. So they just said, we'll be Queen instead because it'll be like people will think we're a bit weird, but we're not. We're dead hard, so we'll call ourselves Queen.
That's a good, yeah. Have you heard of the band The Black Keys?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, it's nothing like Snow, don't worry. But when the duo grew up in Ohio, a schizophrenic man residing in a halfway house used to call their homes to ask for crayons, Diet Coke and cigarettes. His messages was always end with him saying, "Don't be a black key, don't be a B flat."
They need to change their phone number. What they're doing?
You got any crayons, Diet Coke and fags, mate?
It sounds.
Well, don't be a black key and don't be a B flat.
That sounds like what you used to send me around the shop for all the time when you were trying to book somebody. Yeah, that's quite interesting.
Did you know there was a band called the Butthole Surfers?
Yeah, well, of course I do. I'm a big grunge lad, and I know all this stuff.
Where did you got that name from?
Because there were surfers and there were buttholes. Yeah, well,
yeah, don't get me started on the buzzcocks then. I had an awful experience with a wasp and some open flies.
Ted, do you know why Joy Division are called Joy Division?
Go on, I think it's just to do with the Hitler Youth, isn't it?
It is, it's to do with, right, there was loads of Nazi flange about, right, and they were Aryan, right, and they wanted to just create Aryan kids, so they needed Nazi flange, which were like dead tall.
Prostitution wing of the
exactly,
Nazi
so they were, and they used to call them, they used to get in the army, and they were called the Joy Division, and it was just loads of birds, and when the Joy Division, all the Nazis used to get stuck into them, so it was called the Joy Division. Yeah, wow. Which in the British Army, we have something very similar now, and they're called the RLC, and that's what all the birds get stuck into from. I've sort of been told from a mate of mine.
It's interesting. I've got one for you, interesting one. Do you the band Kasabian?
Kasabian? Yeah, well,
do you know where it comes from?
Kasabian?
No, it's after Linda Kasabian, who was a member of the Manson family, famous for serving as Charles Manson's getaway driver.
Well, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you reckon that's where Manfred Mann come from?
I don't know.
Well, Manfred Mann? Well, I don't. The class. Yeah. You don't want to be known about Manfred Mann. Yeah, right.
Marilyn Manson got his name from Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson, though.
Yeah, because he looks now,
like them both.
He does. Well, he looks now like either, but I know what you mean. Blur got their name Blur because that's what everyone thought the music sounded like. Blur.
Blur, Blur. No, hey, let's see if Blur are on, shall we? And let's see if there's an interesting fact as to why they are called Blair. Was it after Tony Blair? No. The band had been known as Seymour, not really as ringing, is it?
No.
Until they were signed to Food Records in 1990. The label disliked the band name and suggested the group pick a new one from a provided list, from which Blur was eventually chosen.
Correct. And so just so we know, it was very much like that in, you know, the Britpop era. Pulp were called Pulp because Jarvis Cocker only liked his orange juice with pulp, and he used to go into fucking fits of rage and start like DDT and buds and smashing people everywhere. Well, he was furious. If you didn't bring him orange juice with pulp, he'd be like, I wanted fucking pulp! Pulp! And they went, yeah, well, aye. And so, just so they remember to bring it with pulp, they said, we better call the band Pulp and then we won't forget.
Ah, right, that's some of these aren't true, by the way. Duran Duran, do you know that one?
That's one.
Duran Duran came from the name of Dr. Duran Duran is the name of a character in the cult science fiction film Barbarella, where Jane Fonda has them big, nice bull beats.
Oh, well, aye, that's class.
Yeah. What, My Bloody Valentine was an unfortunate moment.
No, don't bring it down.
We'll go into that one. Pet Shop Boys, the main people in the Pet Shop Boys worked part-time at Animal Magic in Thornaby. And they bonded over cleaning out the guinea pig cage and thought, shall we start a band?
Are you trying to make a link between homosexuality and guinea pigs there again? Because you always say they are the gayest out of all the pigs. You do, that you're always banging on about it.
I just said they're a camp animal. That's all I said.
Well, yours is because you dyed its hair in a tricolour. What were you doing that for?
He wanted it.
All right.
I think we'll end on the famous band Rush, which was named after Ian Rush.
Class. A little Tom Sawyer takes his pride. Little Tom Sawyer's boy for his bride.
Oh, he knows his music, Mala. He really does, yeah. Oh, he did good, yeah.
And here is that interview that I recorded with Luke Evans, the lead singer from We Tibetans. You know what I mean?
Now then, I'm joined here by Luke Evans, lead singer of it's We Tibetans, isn't it? Where did they get the R from there? I don't know. You've got a new song out!
We have, it's out, Ted.
Class. And I've got some little post-it notes here to remind me about what I'm doing. And it says, the song is out now, because today is March the 11th, when we're recording this, and it's called Running Away.
That's correct.
Is that because, like, you know, some money or something like that, or what's the message behind the song?
There's a few dodgy men after me in Stockton. That's why. No, I think it's just about how we felt when they were writing it. Danny Spooner, the bassist, wrote the majority of the song, if not all of it, to be honest. And it might be how he was feeling at the time, and wanted to get out of the small town, even though we love it. But you know, it's always good to get away.
We at Teesside, we are proud. You know what I mean? It's class. I like to do things like this and do things for local Teessiders as well. Because normally I've got like 6 or 7, offshore workers' wives that I look after when they're away. And I thought we'll do something nice for the local bands. So this is why I got Luke on the show, and we're going to talk about Running Away and a few other things as well, if that's all right, mate.
Yeah, I really appreciate you having me. Thank you, Ted.
It's good, mate. Don't worry about it. Right, out March the 11th. Right, where can people get the song from?
So the song is available on all good platforms and all rubbish platforms as well. So yeah, Apple Music, Spotify, iTunes.
Never rubbish one.
MySpace.
Yeah. I'm still going big on MySpace. Sorry.
Yeah, so you can even ask Alexa if they want, if she'll play it for you, which is good, which was nice this morning, because it's been a while since we had any original music out, so that was a little bonus today.
Have you tested it then? Have you tested saying like, Alexa, play Running Away, and does it play your song, or does it play like somebody else's song called Running Away, like Run Away,
My Little Runaway?
Yeah.
No, it worked for me this morning, but our lass, it didn't work for her. Yeah, but she's quite posh. So
is it like, Alexa, please play Run Away?
We Tibetans, and then
We are Tibetans.
Yeah, Tibetans or something. Yeah, but it worked. So that was nice. It was a nice touch. But yeah, it is available everywhere. So, and there's an official video on YouTube now by Jodie Campbell directed it. So,
all right.
That was filmed in Cuba.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. We'll come on to the video in a minute, but I wanted to get more of an understanding about the band name. Like, what's going on with that? Where'd you get that from?
Well, to be honest, we're going to go a bit serious now.
All right, okay, I'm going to do some serious
stuff. So
faces.
I think there are, in the band, there are like, we sort of draw upon like some mental health type of things, like moving forwards, and I believe the name came from, it's a book called We Tibetans, so
nice.
Thinking about a name, and then I think it might have been Jimmy Beck who helps us, he sort of manages us. He seen the book on a shelf when we were all there, and it was We Tibetans, so we thought like that, we saw like the Tibetan monks, that side of it.
Yeah.
There's a few lads who have really progressed in the last couple of years, if you know what I mean, and yeah, so there is a bit of like a mental health vibe there, a bit of a self-help thing going on.
It's got a backstory, that's good. Like
backstory.
On the podcast this week, me and Mallory have been talking about band names and where they've got them from and stuff like that. So it's quite good we've come on to that. Malice seems to think that Fleetwood Mac came from the fact that Mick Fleetwood worked in the Apple store. So he's not very good at trivia. But that's great. No, it's good that it's got a little bit of a message behind it as well. People can relate to it. That's good. I take it with Jimmy being your manager as well, he doesn't just take all your money.
He doesn't give us any money anyway.
That's Jimmy. No, Jimmy, you tight ass. Sorry, I swore there. I shouldn't have. But it's good. No, so the video was filmed at Cuba, which is Jimmy's bar, isn't it? So
we have to pay him for it to be filmed.
That wouldn't surprise. I'm probably going to have to pay Jimmy now for mentioning his name 4 times. It's a bit like like royalties.
Yeah, like happy birthday.
He's crafty, I know. But I like the video because I was watching it, and I like the opening bit where it looks like you're sanding a table. You know what I mean?
I was thinking.
If you watch the video, he starts going. It looks like you're like having a real good session of carpentry. It's class though. I love it. I've got to admit, you look proper booking it. I'll give you that, mate. You're an handsome chap, Luke.
Oh, thanks, mate. I'm not like a few people said a bit like Riyad Mahrez, who's had a few palmos. So that's all right.
You do have what I like to call cartoon stubble. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just looks permanent all the time. Like, you shave it off, it'd come back straight away. Like Homer. It's a good look though. It's nice.
Oh, thanks, Ted.
But it's a great video. Check it out online, Matters. It's proper class. I watched it on the YouTube. You've got a YouTube channel, haven't you, We Tibetans as well. But we'll come to the socials a little bit later on when you can plug it as well. But I've got a question about the video. Why wasn't I in it? Because I could have done like loads of like class dancing on the stage and that, you know what I mean?
Well, I did think about this. I thought about getting you in, but I think you were busy that night. do you know what it was? The night of the video was the night that Middlesbrough knocked out Man U.
Nice.
On penalties, and I think I tried to call you, but you were hanging up on me.
I had a lot of very happy mums that needed my attention, you know what I mean? And all their lads were out getting drunk watching the match, so take what you can. Bear me in mind for the next one, because I reckon we could do, like a Richard Ashcroft style Bittersweet Symphony, me walking down Stockton High Street, just bouncing into loads of Doyles, knocking them out of the way and popping in for a pasty.
Yeah, that'd be good.
The 27 pastry shops we've got. Maybe go into a pound shop and cause an uproar. Yeah, no, we should do that, mate.
That'd be good. Yeah, definitely next time. I'll have to speak to Jodie Campbell about that.
Yeah, do it, mate. So this isn't the first bash you've had at music, is it? Because you were in a pretty big band before, weren't you? Like, I'm sure a lot of my followers will have heard of Young Rebel Set, who were a big band round here, weren't they?
Yeah, we did a Young Rebel Set for years and years. In actual fact, like, Matty was, God rest his soul, Matty was the lead singer in We Tibetans at first, and I was drumming.
Yeah.
And then we sort of, Young Rebel Set were getting back together, we were doing some more gigs, so this sort of band just sort of got put on the shelf for a couple of years, and we never managed to get it going again up until the time where myself and Danny were at a house party, and we just said, oh, it's a real shame if no one hears the songs that we worked on. So, then Danny said, we need a singer, so I was like, well, do you know what, I'll give it a go. It can't be...
Got me.
Yeah, it can't... if no one likes it, it's no skin off my nose, really. But yeah, we did Young Rebel Set for a few years, and one of the best times of my life. It's a lot harder this time now because we're doing it it's a bit of a DIY job. We're not signed to labels and whatnot. But you know what? It's fun and it's nice. We get opportunities to come and talk to people like you, and we get opportunities to go and play in front of people. So that's good. Yeah,
you did, like, you toured all over, didn't you? Didn't you go to, like, Germany and places like that?
Yeah,
you were pretty big in Germany, weren't you?
Yeah, we were. We had a record deal out there for Grand Hotel Van Cleef. That was a really big part of the Young Rebel Set story. Germany. We did America, we did everything.
Wow.
Had a couple of albums out. Yeah, it was the best time of my life. I was obviously with my brother Mark, our two best mates, Andy and Chris, and obviously the legend that is Matty Chip Chase. We did it for a good 8 years, and it was the best time of my life.
Brilliant. Tell me about the groupies. Was it like loads of German ones going, lifting the tops up in the crowd going, look at me?
I think...
It was a bad German accent, that wasn't it?
No, that was good.
All right, yeah.
I think at this stage, Ted, I think it'd be good if we left that, because people are married now, people have got kids.
I didn't want to know the intrinsic details. I just wanted to know, like, was there any? Like, was there a big following? Was there, like...
Oh, there was a massive following.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm with you. Yeah, there was a big following, and they were really, really friendly.
Yeah.
And we had a great time.
Oh, do you know... I've got quite a few followers on Facebook, and none of them behave like that with me. But it's fine, you know what I mean? Because me and old Julie have split up now, so I'm back on the market. Oh, but it's not about me, this, Luke. It's about you and your band and your song and your lovely beard. So... What's next then? Have you got any big gigs coming up? Because I know, like, we're filming this in my lovely and recording this in my lovely penthouse apartment in Stockton, in the Green Dragon Yard. But you do Stockton's Calling, don't you? Yeah, we're doing that. Yeah, so for us, I don't know when this is going out, but we play March 18th next Friday. We've got like the single release show. And that's with Johnny Brown, one of my good mates who was in the band Twisted Wheel. He's supporting us, so I'm over the moon about that. Yeah. Because Johnny, they were massive back in the early teenies, I think they call it. Is it the noughties and the teenies? Yeah. Twisted Wheel, they were signed with the same management deal as us, and they were played with Oasis, and the big fans of Paul Weller and all that. They're all big fans of Johnny Brown, so he's supporting us, which I'm over the moon about. So that's March 18th. Then we're doing Stockton Calling, and then we're gonna support Top Loader as well, which is good. I see, dancing in the moonlight. I don't know the rest of the words. I'm happy about it. Yeah, I'm over the moon about that'll be good. And then I think what the plan is, I think Jimmy's on about getting us further afield, because we've only seemed to have played in the local area. Like Billingham. Yeah, so we're going to try and get a support slot in Blackwell's. We try and get you in Goldies. Yeah, so we're going to try and get out a bit further. Hopefully, get a gig in Liverpool, London, Newcastle. I think that's all on the cards coming up. Yeah. Get another single out. We want an album out this time next year, so we want a few singles out, and then we want everyone to listen to our album this time next year. That's class. I mean, I'll buy it. Well, I'll probably just ask for a free one. I'll give you a free one. Yeah, well, I get a free one. Yeah, you know what I mean. Well, that's great. Yeah, it's fab that you've got some gigs in the pipeline as well. Where can people follow you then? What's the social channels? Share them. Right. Okay. So what do? We've
obviously got the usual. We've got Facebook, We Tibetans, Instagram, We Tibetans, Twitter, We Tibetans.
Yeah.
I don't really venture further than that. Obviously, we've got SoundCloud, Bandcamp, we're on Apple Music, Spotify, but yeah.
Anything else you want to get off your chest while you're here, mate?
No, just really appreciate you having me down, and if any of you fans fancy it, go listen to the new track and let us know what you think. We're all big Middlesbrough fans. If that's going to win you over, we're season ticket holders. So yeah,
They are good, solid Borough fans, and I think when you listen to the song, which I'm going to play at the end of the podcast, it's got a very old school. I think it reminds me a lot of the sort of late 90s, early 90s sort of Britpop indie vibe, which was my type of music. So it ticks all my boxes. I probably love it, to be honest. So you should check it out. Download it from all them places that Luke said. Share it far and wide, and just have it as your wedding songs and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think
be
it'd be
alright.
good.
Oh, it's not good, is it? Having running away as your wedding
do it down
song.
the aisle. Could do it down the aisle for the last call for if you want to
Running away like together.
No, I think it's separately for the man. If he wanted to run away, like when he sees lass coming down the aisle thinking, run away now.
Oh, I'm going to change my mind.
Change your mind. So it should have been called Cold Feet.
Cold feet, yeah. Oh. Sorry, I'm just having flashbacks to my own wedding. It's bad. Oh, me and old Julie got married to Dexy and the Midnight Runners.
Which one?
Gino, yeah.
It's the tune.
She did all that as well. She did her armpits at the time, though, so it wasn't nice. Anyway, I digress. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. Luke, you've been fabulous. Check out We Are Tibetans and Up the Borough. Nice one.
Thanks, Ted.
And you can watch that interview by going onto my TED HANKY Facebook page or on the We Tibetans Facebook page, and it's on there, so class.
Oh, well, that concludes another step. Wait, what are you doing, Mala?
Yeah, well, right, now we're living over here in Stockton. I need to get set off walking. Have you seen me floats anywhere?
Well, what are you doing? You've got your man bands you were pumping up earlier on.
I'm going to wear like a He-Man bodysuit so I look mint. I'm going to one of these pool parties.
You know what, thought of me back?
It's going to be class. Ted lenders 50p.
There you go. I want it back though, because you should get it back from your locker. There you go.
Right, I'll see you later, Floodcasters.
See you, Mala.
Mala days off to the Thornaby baths for these champagne spray pool parties where it's just full of pretentious knobs dancing to saxophones with muscles and false tan. Doyles.
Right then, that concludes another episode of TED Talks, the TED HANKY Podcast. It's class, you know what I mean? If you've not done so already, please check out my t-shirt shop. Just go to tedhankytshirt.com. Loads of class designs on there. You can treat your lass or your mum for Mother's Day with some of them, you know what I mean? Check them out, don't be a Doyle. Got a couple of comedy nights coming up. So we've got March the 25th at Bigger and Bigger. Fantastic night, tickets on sale there. Go onto my Facebook page and look for the event. And then a new night starting at the Swan on Friday the 18th of March, which I'm hosting. Got a couple of class acts on as well. Jack Ledo, Catherine Young, and headlined by Britain's Got Talent finalist Mickey Peake. That's going to be mint at the Swan in Billog, so get your tickets for that as well. They're on I think they're on Eventbrite, but you can go into the Swan and buy them from the bar as well there, so do that. If you've not been to one of the nights before that I run, they're all mint, you know what I mean? Sometimes they get me todger out. I don't, but I might this time. Anyway, thanks for listening. Big thank you to Shoecake Comedy and JokePit.com who sponsor the podcast, and we're going to forget about Middlesbrough's getting thrashed off the Sheffield Uniteds. Forget about that, wipe it from your mind, and as promised, I'm going to leave you with We Tibetans, Running Away, and as always, up the borough and believe.
walk out the door.